In a 2005 world survey, 33 million people worldwide had been forced to flee their homes and to seek aid. They are called refugees. These helpless people flee violence and persecution to camps set up in their own country or another country. Because of where refugees live and because of the regular violence in the area, they are forced to live in fear every moment of their lives, which results in panic attacks, depression, physical pain with no apparent cause, difficulty sleeping, horrific nightmares, and even death. For example, Sudan, which had over 250,000 refugees in 2005, also had a low life expectancy and a high death rate, as shown in its age-sex pyramid for the same year. Refugees are not able to address these issues until they have found safety. To obtain that necessary safety, refugees need foreign aid for emergency medical work. Most importantly, refugees need a readily available clean water and food supply, which will prevent disease and will ultimately save lives. To obtain this, refugee camps need funding from the World Health Organization and the United Nations. Water is used for cooking, cleaning, bathing, and hydrating. Refugees are forced to get their water from lakes and rivers, which are oftentimes extremely dirty. Many get sick from drinking this contaminated water, contracting diseases such as hepatitis E, intestinal worms, and diarrheal diseases such as dysentery and cholera. Diarrhea is the leading cause of death in children under the age of 5. To receive the proper medical help for these waterborne diseases, refugees must travel great distances, often dying before they reach the nearest hospital. In an acute emergency, a refugee may receive 1 or 2 gallons of water for all of their needs. Most people in the United States use more than 100 gallons of water per day. Refugees are not only scraping by daily without water, but they do not have enough food to feed their families. Those malnourished need therapeutic nutritional care if they are to survive. Again, minimal food supply is delivered only during an acute crisis. However, it is usually months before the food arrives, if it arrives at all. Political conflicts often keep food from ever reaching the starving refugees. Because they do not eat well for weeks at a time, refugees suffer from malnutrition. The hunger added to the intense stress causes refugees to have a weak immune system, making them susceptible to highly contagious diseases, which rapidly spread through the camps, especially among children. A new revolutionary product, called Plumpy Nut, can provide the adequate nutrient supply, and patients do not need around-the-clock hospital care. However, families must walk 5 to 10 miles one day each week to a hospital to receive Plumpy Nut for their children. Plumpy Nut needs to be made more available to the malnourished refugees. In 2005, there were over 3 million refugees in Africa and over 4 million in the Middle East. Those numbers are rapidly increasing. The problem is not only overseas, however, but is here at home too. In 2005, the United States housed nearly 250,000 refugees. To ensure the safety of our own nation and to 33 million terrorized, starving, and dehydrated people around the world, we must fulfill one of the international refugee laws that states that refugees have the right to a lasting solution. The World Health Organization and the United Nations can ensure a lasting solution by funding the construction of centers that supply clean water and Plumpy Nut. These centers need to be located close to these refugee camps. Refugees are obviously desperate for outside help. Please, save lives and fund this cause. Thank you.